pastor of the New Mount Zion Baptist Church in Cleveland. I bring you the word for the day from Mark chapter 16, verse 15. Go you into all of the world and preach the gospel to all creation. There are some interesting things about this particular verse. First and foremost, there are manuscripts that do not have anything, early manuscripts, that the Gospel of Mark stops at verse 8. So this is what's called the longer version of Mark, and scholars have been arguing for thousands of years as to whether this should be included or not. But it's there, so we'll talk about it. And it's not something that we could worry ourselves that was not a part of what Jesus had said anyway, because we call the Great Commission in Matthew, we know that it's there in a different form. So it's different for that reason among others. But basically it says the gospel is to be taken into all of the world. This was Jesus' command to his disciples, to those that he had chosen, and then for them to take it and others of his disciples to take it everywhere. The gospel was not to be a secret society, a small relegated group to one particular tribe or ethnicity. It was for everybody. For everybody. Take the gospel into and preach it to all creation. Now, the other thing is, so what's the gospel? There are those who are pure doctrinaires that says the gospel is nothing but Jesus is his crucifixion, his death, and his burial. That's the essential, most important part of the gospel. The problem is the gospel is all of Jesus's life. It's everything. And not just picking out a few things. Do you believe in the virgin birth? Do you believe in this or that? These doctrinal parts. Jesus did more than that. Jesus fed the hungry. Jesus healed the sick. Jesus delivered people from demonic possession. Jesus was concerned about every aspect of people's being, the totality of a person, not just his soul, but his physical being as well. So we're not called to just go preaching about salvation. That's how some would want to reduce this to. That it's just all about the theological term soteriology. Are you saved? No. It's about all aspects of it. It's about not just some of the things that Jesus said and did, but all of the things Jesus said and did and continues to do through the incarnation of the church and his followers. Go preach that. Not only that Jesus died, was buried, and rose again, Not only that Jesus came in the flesh and dwelt among us in a human body, both 100% human and 100% God. Not only that, but that he fed the hungry. He cared about the poor, and he calls us to do that too, and to preach that. And you have not preached the whole entirety of the gospel until you have also included that. Let people know that God loves them, not just by words, but by what we do. But John, one of his, goes on to say, you can claim you love your brother or your sister, and you got all the worldly goods in your possession, and you tell them, go, be well fed, be well clothed, be good, while you keep what you have to yourself. That ain't the gospel either. The gospel is not only who Jesus was, but what Jesus did and what he calls us to do as well. Preach that. That is, be witnesses to that in your actions as well. And then you are preaching the totality of the gospel. And make sure you take it to any and everybody. You have no right to keep the gospel from anybody else and exclude them on the basis of your thoughts. That right belongs only to God, only to the one who died. Your responsibility as a follower of him is to take it to everybody, all creation. And in that way, in so doing, you bless his name throughout the earth.